Hey there, friends. Welcome to today's class, Strong and Sturdy. Luna won't use commands today. Her fee is getting even steeper and steeper, her tree fee. Anyway, today's practice is going to be pretty active. Lots of strength building in the legs and the hips, but we're also going to talk about your definition of strength and kind of what that means, because when we think strength, we often think of like big, strong muscles, but it's so much more than that. So you'll need your mat. You might need a block or two depending on your body and your practice and where you're at in this moment in time. But we'll fire some things up to build some strength in the muscles, but also in our confidence and within ourselves. So get yourself prepared, and I will see you very, very shortly. Hey there, Yogi. Welcome to today's practice, Strong and Sturdy. Luna ran out of treats, and so she's gone. I tried to coax her on screen, but it is what it is. Anyway, we're gonna start in half corpse pose. So just taking a little bit of time to warm up before we really get moving. You can drop into half corpse pose and take just like 3 deep breaths, getting you down into your body so that you're focused on what we're gonna do for our practice today. So deep breath, expand the belly, and then maybe sigh out the mouth. You can make some noise depending on where you're at for your practice, but use these breaths to take the energy down so you can focus on what we're about to do. You can pivot the heels and the feet to find the edges of the mat, and then start some windshield wiper knees. Inhale, drop right, exhale, center. Inhale, drop left, exhale, center. Your hands can be on your belly or at your sides, kind of like wherever they're most comfortable for you today. So the theme of today's practice, Strong and Sturdy, being for physical strength, yes, but I've been finding that when I feel really strong, like physically, emotionally, mentally, my confidence just shoots through the roof. And maybe you found this too. So just doing some exercises today to build strength in the body, but also to make you feel stronger in all aspects, so that maybe you have something coming up that you're a little hesitant about that you can just like tackle head on and be like, hell yeah, I can do this type deal. Let's take one more per side. And also focusing on a lot of hip opening and strength in the legs today, because it is summer season. So building strength, not necessarily for a aesthetically pleasing aspect, but so that you can get out there and like meet your summer adventures head on and just have a like really good time with everything. Let's take Happy Baby. Speaking of hip openers, you can rock side to side, or stretch one leg out and then the other, kind of wiggle around as you see fit today. And come back to center, deep breath in, exhale, left side's gonna drop for your half Happy Baby on your right. Notice the plug-in on the right side, where the activation is living, all the good things. And while you're kicking it in your half Happy Baby, maybe you bring to mind, if you haven't done so already, an intention for your practice. And maybe it's to focus on strong and sturdy vibes. Maybe it's just to stay down in your body. Maybe it's something completely different. Everybody has their own intentions for yoga. Inhale, come up, Happy Baby. Exhale, right side's gonna drop on the mat now. But take this half to hone in on that intention and maybe sit with it for a few breaths. Let's inhale to come back up to Happy Baby. A few more rocks. Nice wide hips. Deep breath in, exhale, release the knees towards the heart space, side to side rock to press the tension out of the low back. As we are now full in spring, it's almost April, there's lots of energy in the air. I've been feeling that this week, like I have so much to do and I got so much done and I'm stoked about it. So if you're feeling those like high energy spring, blooming, rebirth vibes, hone in on those because they're very, very helpful. Let's extend the legs towards the sky, little wiggle in the toes, rotate the ankles, getting all the junk out of your ankles and your calves. And then taking some leg lowerings, so getting some core strength going. Inhale, drop the right leg so it hovers. Exhale, back up. Inhale, left drop, exhale, up. Stay with that breath. These can be a little bit more vigorous. Sometimes we do these kind of like slow and controlled. Still be intentional and controlled, of course, because when we don't do that, sometimes we hurt ourselves. So focusing on staying controlled and intentional with the movements, but you can speed them up. Absolutely, you can. Core strength, I'm finding, is so important for lots of different reasons. As I keep teaching swim lessons, I have a lot of people that when they try to float on their backs, their legs like drop towards the bottom of the pool, and it's a lower core issue. I had to talk to one of the instructors because I was like, why won't their legs float? And they're like, oh, it's because their lower abdominal muscles need to engage more. So things like this are so good for your abs, but also your lower abs, which don't always get a lot of love. Let's take one more drop per side. And then exhale, release, rocking it out. Come back to center. Take some rock and rolls back and forth. And let's roll up to a boat pose. So hunker down on those sit bones, flex the feet, shins parallel to the ceiling, and then you can extend the arms out. Maybe you drop them behind your hips for a little extra support. You can also straighten your legs, and we'll take 2 breaths. And exhale to release, and then swoop the legs off to the side to land in your tabletop. Taking just a few cat-cows to get the spine and everything engaged, warm up the wrists and the forearms. So breathe in, drop the belly for the cow. Breathe out, lift the spine for the cat. I don't know why I'm saying the in front of them, but it's kind of fun. Let's take one more full round. And then inhale, step back to high plank, hold here, 2 breaths. Press the calves, or press the heels behind you so the calves can get a good stretch. And now as you breathe in, head to your down dog. Shoulders drop away from the ears. Shoulder blades are spreading away from one another, making sure that your elbows are not locked, but not like collapsing out on either side. High tail, heavy crown, gaze in between the feet. These alignment principles are good to review once in a while. Been practicing yoga since I was 19, and like I still need reminders for stuff. It's a very interesting thing. One more breath here. And as you inhale, step your feet to your hands, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, extended mountain. You're gonna lower down to fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Let's reach up one more time, extended mountain, for this round anyway. Bow down, fold. Half lift. Back down to fold. You can step to high plank. And then drop your knees for tabletop. So we're gonna move into cat-cows with a down dog twist. They're really fun. And these are good for your hip mobility. So just being intentional and focusing your awareness on your hips, because that's what we're working on at this moment in time. So inhale for your cow, exhale for your cat. And now as you inhale, press up for your down dog, stay for that out breath. And now you're gonna do kind of like a floating cat, cow, down dog vibe. So as you inhale, round forward, dropping into a floating cow, and then come back up. Don't worry about your breath too much. Settle into your down dog. And then drop back down, tabletop. One round of cat-cows. And then back up you go, down dog. Pitch forward, round the shoulders a little bit, drop into that cow, floating cow. Come back up, settle into your down dog. And then we'll come back forward again. Cow, cat. Up you go into your down dog. And we kind of settle here to check the alignment before we come forward for that cow or that cat, drop into the cow, and then back up you go, down dog, and then coming forward, cow, cat. We're gonna do this one more time. Find that press. Round it forward, sink to the floating cow, back up, down dog, and come forward. It's kind of a fun way to like roll the spine. So this is good to do like for a minute, which I'm guessing we like roughly did. Let's take a few more cat-cows. And this is also really good for your arms. So strong and sturdy, I'm not just talking about the base, but the whole body. We want to get things moving. All right, come back up to your down dog. Inhale, hopper step feet to hands, forward fold. Halfway lift. Lower to fold. Big reach to extended mountain. Exhale, down fold. Half lift. Take your fold. A moment in ragdoll so you can catch the elbows and hang nice and heavy. Relax the shoulders, release the neck. 2 more breaths. Inhale to come on up, extended mountain. You can bring your hands to heart center. You are going to make yourself so that you're wide on the mat like me. So step up for your goddess squat and then make sure that the knees and the toes are dialed out in the same direction, tail sinking back behind you. So getting into some strength in the legs now. So sinking down, and you can goblet your arms or you can have your hands at your hips. We're just gonna pop the heels. Pop the heels. And maybe you lessen your stance a little bit. I'm gonna take 2 more of these. And then as you inhale, pop up 5-pointed star. Exhale to drop the hands. You're gonna come back down to the goddess squat. If you need to take a break and like just kind of shimmy the hips out a little bit, you absolutely can. Like sometimes being in this like really big hip opener for a long time doesn't always agree with our hips. I learned last week that my right hip is a little too open, so I've been like mindful not to like really open it too far. Okay, so coming back down, and now you're just shifting the weight back and forth. And you'll feel where the activation goes. Coming in the glutes a little bit for me, might be different for you. But just shifting, watch those knees so they don't go too far past the toes. Soft feet so that you're not clenching your toes. If you want to goblet your arms again for some more upper body strength, it feels a little funky on my back, so I'm just gonna drop my hands back to my hips. But just going back and forth, little rocks. Feel it in your hip flexors a little bit. We'll take 1 more per side. And inhale, back up you go, 5-pointed star. 2 breaths. Nice, full, intentional breaths. You can exhale to drop the hands, bring the feet back under the hips, and if you want to flip so you're this way on your mat, you can. We'll inhale to reach extended. Lower down to fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Big reach to extended mountain. Intentional down way to fold. Half lift. Forward fold. You can step or hop to high plank. Exhale to chaturanga all the way down to the belly. Drop the knees if you need to. And then prepping for locust pose. So you're going to extend your arms back along your sides, chins down for now. As you inhale, chest to lift, neck stays neutral. So you can totally stay here, root down through your belly button and your hips. If you want to go a bit further, next in breath, you're going to lift the legs and then kind of rotate them so that the inside of your thighs are spiraling up just gently towards the ceiling, little tiny bit. Micro adjustment. Palms are up towards the ceiling as well. 2 more breaths. Exhale to release back down. So that pose is good for building strength in the back core, which we don't always make time for. So now you can sink into child's pose for a little bit of time.